Hello, my name is Helen Joyce Obaze. I am originally from East Africa, and to be precise, Tanzania. I came to America about 30 years ago to go to college, and after I finished my master's, I started working in this country, and I built a family here. I have two sons. My oldest is Benny, Holy Ghost class of 2014, and Jeremy, Holy Ghost class of 2018. I work in corporate America, and what I do is I do leadership development. Thank you. This is my first artifact. It's a shirt. It's a Mr. Howard London size 16 and a half shirt. Here it is, this shirt. This is my inheritance. See this? This is what I inherited from my father. My father died 22 years ago. God rest his soul in peace. I love that man so much. He left me this as an inheritance. If you had to know my father to really get an appreciation of this, because my father educated 5 children, 3 girls, 2 boys, went to college. Not 1 cent of a loan. He put all his wealth into his children. And over the years, he kept telling us that this is your inheritance. Don't waste it. Don't abuse it. Don't take it for granted. I am not leaving anything for you boys and girls but an education. Because if I give you land, if I give you property, you can lose it. But your education, once you have it, you can never lose it. It stays with you. No one can ever take away that from you. Oh, me and my siblings, we laughed about it. We said, no, surely Daddy can't mean that. He's just saying it. Well, guess what? When he passed, we buried him, celebrated him, and then came the day of reading of his will. And you better believe it. He left every single thing for my mother except for 5 things, clothing, artifacts. Mine was this. I was left with this shirt. Because every time my dad wore this shirt, I admired him. I said, Daddy, I love that shirt. That's a beautiful shirt. And you know, it is beautiful and I love it, but I loved it more on him. I loved seeing it on him. I appreciate this. I have never put this shirt on. I can't bring myself to doing that. When I'm feeling sad, lonely, or blue, I take this shirt and I drape it on myself. So this is the story about my inheritance. This is my second artifact. These are gold earrings from Angola. See them? They're gold, pure gold from Angola. Really pretty. The story about these earrings is that my mother received these as a gift from my father, who loved her so dearly. When he went on a trip to Angola, he went with his colleagues to these jewelry stores and he saw these earrings and he loved them and he bought them for my mother. My dad was not the type of person who paid attention to that level of detail enough to notice that my mother did not have pierced ears. She wore earrings all the time, but they were clip-ons. To this day, my mom doesn't have pierced ears. So my mom, when she received this from my father came back and he was pulling out all these gifts and sharing and giving my mother. And then she saw these earrings, but never, for some reason, ever told my father that, honey, I cannot wear those. I don't have holes in my ears. She took them, kept them. And then about 10 years after my father passed away, my mother gifted me these earrings and I said to my mom, Mom, those are beautiful earrings. I've never seen them before. Why would you even have these? You know, you don't have holes in your ears. She said, let me tell you the story about these earrings, Helen. Those earrings your father bought for me many years ago, and he didn't even realize that I didn't have holes in my ears. I did not want to disappoint your father or discourage him from gifting me by telling him that I couldn't wear them. So I kept them. He didn't even notice that I had never put them on. And now I'm giving them to you because you can wear them. You have holes in your ears. So I learned a lesson from my mother that if someone gifts you something, even if you can't use it, don't discourage them by telling them, I can't use them because of this reason or another. You see, she saw the use for this because she had daughters with pierced ears. And as the first daughter to my mother, I had the privilege of having these beautiful earrings that I treasure so much because of the story behind them. This is my third artifact. I think they call these shooties or booties. I just call them actually shoes. See them there, a cross between boots and shoes, but they feel like shoes when we put them on. But so this story is quite funny actually, and sometimes it's a funny in a sad way, quite frankly. These shoes represent to me what it means to be overworked, overstressed, overwhelmed. I had to go to my niece who I raised. They had a parents open house day, which is at Pennsbury High School. You go and you meet your child's teachers. You go in and out of buildings to meet your child's teacher. I'd gone to New York for work, came back late, and found out when looking on my calendar that it was a day where I had to go to my niece's parents' open house day at Pennsbury High School. If anyone knows Pennsbury, you know that they have 2 buildings and you get shuttled from one building to another. So I'm looking at this schedule thinking, my goodness, I better hurry up. I come back from New York, take off my pumps, and I go into my closet. I don't turn on the lights, and I put on shoes next to each other, assuming that it's the same pair. Well, you can see that these are 2 different pairs. But this is what I put on. I went to the open house this way. So I'm walking. Somehow I felt like one leg was feeling lopsided than the other, because you can tell. See that? It's not the same height. One is slightly higher, but I wore these and they're not even the same color. It's not even the same style. This has the zipper. This has, you see that? This has the string. But in my mind, they were sitting next to each other. I'm exhausted. I need to get to this thing, and I put them on. I stop downstairs and I say to my children and my niece, how does mommy look? And everybody gets on from their devices and knocks, you look nice, mommy. You look nice, auntie. Well, I get there, and as I'm talking to people, getting up, greeting people, I notice that people are looking at me kind of strange and smiling. And I thought, boy, everyone's looking at me. They're so kind. I must look really cute today. You know, three classes in, I sit down and I decide to look at my shoes. And I see that, oh my goodness, this is why they were looking at me. I have 2 different shoes, 2 different colors, 2 different styles. So when I was walking up to talk to these people and other parents were looking at me, they were smiling at me because they noticed that I had 2 different types of shoes. And I thought that I looked cute. Story, morale, don't be too fast. Don't be too hasty. Look at yourself before you leave the house. I'm lucky that these were just shoes. I can't imagine if I had made a mistake with something else.